Okay, this is my PowerMac G4. This is the dual 500 megahertz model. Has a DVD-RAM drive, a ZIP 100 drive, speaker, the power button, and the programmers or interrupt button, and the reset button, which is kind of missing for some reason. On the back of it here, one sec, it's kind of hard to move. Alright, on the back of it here, we have two Firewire 400 ports, an Ethernet port, Gigabit Ethernet. This is the Gigabit Ethernet model. We have two USB 1.1 ports, a modem port over there, and audio in and audio out. And then we have the PowerMac G4 assembled in USA. And down here we have the graphics card, which has an ADC port and a VGA port. And then the rest of the expansion slots are down there. So let me turn it around and we can look inside. A sec. Okay, so we'll just pull down the door. And inside here we have the RAM. This has 1.06 gigabytes of RAM in it. We have the heatsink, which is obviously covering the dual 500 megahertz processor. This is upgradable. This processor is upgradable. As you can see, the processor upgrade card is in right there. We have an nVidia Geforce 2MX graphics card right here. You can see. It's in an AGP slot. Right here we have three 64-bit PCI cards slots. We have an internal modem there, and the airport card. Over there we have the 80 gigabyte Maxtor hard drive. Up here we obviously have the power supply and the DVD-RAM drive and the zip drive right there, and then the fan back there. Alright, so let me hook this up and I'll turn it on. I'll resume the video once I get it hooked up. Okay, the PowerMac G4 is now hooked up in a very temporary spot. Yes, it is on top of another computer. So let's turn it on now. This is running Mac OS X version 10.4.11 Tiger. And I also have the Apple Pro mouse hooked up to it. I do not have the Pro keyboard though. Now, I actually found this computer in the trash, believe it or not, and I basically didn't have to do any work to it whatsoever. It worked perfectly right when I brought it home, although the hard drive was corrupted, so I did have to reinstall the operating system. Okay, so about this Mac, as you can see, it's running Mac OS X 10.4.11 Tiger, 1.06 gigabytes of SD-RAM. Let's see. It has an nVidia Geforce 2MX, as I said earlier, and 32 megabytes of video memory. Core image is not supported on this card, but Quartz Extreme is supported, so that's good. As you can see here, it has a Maxtor hard drive, 80 gigabytes, and the Matshita DVD-RAM Iomega ZIP 100, obviously. Okay, so let me demonstrate the zip drive. So we've got a zip disk here, 100 megabytes obviously. Can you hear that? It's making some noise. There we go, the zip drive has now appeared on the desktop. Go ahead and click on it, and you can see the contents of the drive. Got quite a bit of stuff on here. I actually use this to transfer stuff to my Packard Bell PackMate 3987 CD because it doesn't have, obviously it doesn't have any USB ports. It's a 1995 computer, and I don't have enough CDRs to keep writing stuff to CDs. And I happen to have a SCSI zip drive that I have hooked up to it using a SCSI interface card that I actually got from this computer and put in the Packard Bell. So let's eject the zip disk. Let's see there, it's being ejected. And it does, as I said, have an airport card. So I just launched Safari. And the minimize effects on here are quite smooth. I mean, this graphics card is pretty good. This actually is not the original graphics card. The original was an ATI Rage 128 Pro, which was terrible because it did not support Quartz Extreme or Core Image, of course. And when I was digging through the trash when I found this one, I actually also found, I think it was a 700 megahertz model of the same computer, which actually had the nVidia Geforce 2MX card in there. So I switched those two out because the other 700 megahertz model was in just horrible condition. Like, these handles were broken, the drives were all screwed up, they were all, like, this CD drive wouldn't open. It was just in horrible condition. So I gave the other one away. I decided to keep this one, and it's worked pretty well, especially with the new graphics card and obviously the upgraded RAM. So that's basically all there is to show about this computer, so let me shut it down. And that's the PowerMac G4 Gigabit Ethernet model.